Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me this afternoon is Jeff Dostalek, your Deputy Chief from Fitch-Rona EMS. Jeff, welcome back to TF. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I didn't know you were a father. Just learned this
Father,
5 seconds ago.
Grandfather,
Papa.
Papa.
I like
what they
it.
call me.
Is that what the staff calls you at EMS? too?
No. That's for another show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I understand. Let's dive in here. We start with a new hiring process will be coming for you guys, and you jumped on board with NeoGov, which is a neat software making it easier to get government jobs.
Yes, exactly. We purchased the NeoGov module for our hiring process. Our plan and our hope is that we'll recruit from outside the area and that we'll have a big recruitment with lots of applications. We're going to be hiring 7 new paramedics to put our 3rd ambulance in service, which will start August 1st. And so our hiring process will start at the beginning of April, maybe a week or so before that, and then through the summer do our interviews and our testing. Each of the candidates will have to go through a written exam, a practical skills exam, a panel interview, a chief's interview, and then hired or not hired. And then they'll start on July 22nd through their orientation. We'll have 3 days with them in the classroom, and then they'll start on they'll do some ride time, and then they'll start on their shifts starting August 1st. So we're really looking forward to having that 3rd ambulance up. Certainly when we get busy, and we'll talk a little bit in a minute or so about a case down in Verona where that 3rd ambulance, luckily that ambulance was in district, but if it wasn't, the outcome would have been much different. So we're really excited to get the process started.
Yeah, and as that process moves forward, we'll check in with you on that and meet the new recruits and whatnot. But watch for that coming up here at the city's website, Fitch-Rona's website, and we'll certainly help get the word out here in the city. That case that you were talking about goes right along with what you guys have been working on, the Stop the Bleed campaign, and what a difference it makes. Yes. when everything goes right here.
Yes, it definitely made a difference, and the stars aligned in this particular call. So I want to give a shout out to our paramedics, Chance Kazmarski, who's been with the department for 17 years, Jeremy Owen, one of our new hire LTEs, and one of our interns, Jordan Larson, along with the Verona Police Department and the Verona Fire Department, responded to a gentleman who had accidentally shot himself in the parking lot of Farm and Fleet and shot himself in the leg. And fortunately, the police department was rather close. The crew was in quarters. The fire department was responding with us, and it was a case where he was pulseless and was bleeding out from his gunshot wound. They applied tourniquets, the wound packing, which we talk about, was Stop the Bleed. A medication called TXA was administered with some IVs, and he was transported to the hospital and survived. So it's really a case of those high acuity, low frequency type calls that we practice on, those things that we talk about with Stop the Bleed, and having that ambulance in district. And we talk about the 3rd ambulance. It's important that Verona ambulance stays down there when there's calls like that as well. So a shout out to those 3 and the other 2 departments for a job well done. They saved a life. They made a difference for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. It doesn't take. You said it, stars aligned and everything worked out well, but that tourniquet and wound packing definitely changes an outcome there when it comes to a massive bleed like that. And the Stop the Bleed thing isn't just for gunshot wound. Right. We've talked a lot about it. It's been in the media, all that stuff. But this could be any type of a wound on the limb that is majorly bleeding. You
Correct.
could apply the knowledge. And save a life.
Yeah, exactly. And we talk about gunshots because we kind of think about that. But anything from the armpit on down through the fingers or the groin on down through the feet, putting that tourniquet on is the most important thing that you can do. And if you haven't trained in Stop the Bleed, or you haven't know how to put a tourniquet on, just contact us. You can contact us at Jeff D at Fitch-RonaEMS.com. Call the station. We'll put on a class. We have classes throughout the Verona and the Fitchburg area in the libraries almost every month. They're free. Come and visit, and you can save a life. You can definitely make a difference. And if one of the employees at that facility had learned that technique, the outcome could have been a lot worse if we weren't there, and having some people know that technique is definitely an asset.
Absolutely. And our final piece here, you have started a new initiative called EMS in 60 seconds. We aired our first one, you aired your first one here during the cold spell, which was very timely on hypothermia. But talk about EMS in 60 seconds. This is awesome, Jeff.
Sure. So this was a brainchild of mine from a friend of mine who is a fire chief down in Texas. And I thought it would be a great way that we just get a blast of information out. I mean, we talk every month about certain things and updates of Fitch-Rona, but I think EMS in 60 seconds gives people just a snippet of either, we'll talk about CPR, we'll talk about 911, we'll talk about those little things, but it's not a whole 6 minutes or 8 minutes. And I think a lot of people in today's day and age, they just want to see it and they want to move on to something else. And if we can provide that, just a short piece of information that could potentially save a life, CPR, stop the bleed, pay attention in cold weather. You'll take it on your day, you can put it on your phone, you can watch it on YouTube, watch it on our Facebook page. I think it's really important. So what we're asking is if the public has an idea of what they would like to see from EMS, we've got an email address. It's EMS in 60 at Fitch-Rona.com. I know, cool, right?
I know. I love it. I really like this initiative. Again, I love EMS, so I mean, I'm gonna buy into this a little bit.
Sure.
Better than anybody else, but I think this is great. The shortness of it is great, and yeah, if it's something that just gets you thinking, and maybe you can go and explore it a little bit further.
Right.
But you will have a lot of great topics coming up, and we're gonna be filming one here in just a little bit. Got any secrets here you want to let out to the fans here?
Let's talk a little bit about hands-on.
Something hands-on.
Something hands-on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, please send us your ideas because
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and a lot of stuff will get into the, deep medical stuff, and I'm not sure that's where we want to go. But what we do want to go is get a blast of information out. So if you have a topic, an idea, you can call me down at the station, but use the web email address emsin60 at Fitch-Rona EMS.com.
Fantastic, Jeff. Looking forward to taping some more of those, and watch for those here on Fact TV and, of course, on social media through Fitch-Rona EMS. Jeff Dostalek, Fitch-Rona EMS. Always a pleasure. We'll get you back on the show next month.
Awesome.
All right, we'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg. Stop.